Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of October 5th through the 11th. And during that time, we'll have a full moon that comes in on the 7th. And then, of course, we move into that waning gibbous energy. That full moon energy is a time of heightened emotions. Some of us can be prone to being overwhelmed and anxious or snappy and irritable. You might have, some changes in your sleeping patterns. So it's a good time to practice patience and calm. If you get very energetic, which is what I do during that time, it's not negative for me. I just tend to, if I'm going to do a project late into the night, it's probably during a full moon. So, if it's a heightened energy time for you and you have a project or something that you need to get done, something creative and fun, then certainly use that energy. We then move into that waning gibbous energy. So if the full moon is like I see it as a big inhale, then the waning gibbous is like, it's that exhale, right? So a good time for self-reflection and rebirth, a good time to make positive changes and get rid of bad habits and negative thinking. Just kind of let everything go. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Aquarius. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is a new start is coming. All right. Let's see what the Aquarius Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling the tarot, I would like to say that my fun reminder for the week is that you take some time to get out into nature. So take a walk in the woods or find a beautiful park with a lovely view. If you're around water, of course, if you're near the ocean, first, those of us that are not are very jealous that that's how you get to unwind in nature. So do us all a favor and go sit by the ocean, close your eyes, listen to those waves. We would all love to be there with you. If you're by other water, though, a nice trickling stream, sometimes lakes. We have a lake near us, and there's a little bit of a lapping shore, especially if there's some boats out on the water. So just find a time, to get in nature, get near some water. You might want to get out at night and watch that full moon, do some night sky watching, but just get out and connect with nature a little bit this week. So, or a little bit more. If you do it, just try to get in nature a little bit more. Let's get out before winter comes, right? All right, without further ado, let's get into this reading. Aquarius, October 5th through the 11th, a new start is coming. Your present energy right now is the Three of Pentacles. So your new start may involve some creative collaboration here. It looks like, that's what this card is about. This could be work related, but it could also be, something creative that you're into. But it is about collaborating with others and getting things accomplished. So your current situation is the Page of Cups, which, not only are you collaborating, but you're having a sense of humor and lightness about it. This is kind of our open to whatever emotion page, and it's about new emotions, new feelings, new things, new friends, but also, that little fish in there, new humor, just kind of having a lightness and airiness about us, which is awesome. At the root of your situation is the Eight of Swords, which I have seen quite a bit in the readings this week. There's a few cards that have shown up. It's so interesting to me to see these cards and how the interplay between signs is happening. I've seen this in different positions, but this card is about feeling a little bit stuck. So this is kind of the root of your situation, and maybe, that creative collaboration here. If you're feeling stuck, sometimes you want to go to other people and say, okay, whatever, if you're involved in something, any creative thing with work or just with a project that you do, sometimes you do get a little bit stuck. You might have writer's block and you just need to go have that conversation with someone, inject some humor, and collaborate a little bit just on thoughts and ideas. And sometimes it can just bam, make that, it's like a dam bursting loose. Someone says something that just triggers some creativity. So keep that in mind as you're moving through your week. What is just and behind you in your recent past is the Wheel of Fortune. So you've had some sort of evolvement or some sort of maybe luck that has come your way. But that wheel is constantly turning. You don't know. I always say the wheel in the sky keeps turning. You don't know where you'll be tomorrow. And this card really reminds me about that. But it is about evolving. Sometimes, of course, it's about good luck, but it's about how we evolve and how we move forward with like new opportunities and things, because you just never know what tomorrow might bring, right? What is on your mind this week is some judgment. So you may be judging yourself, you may be judging others, you may be judging your situation that you're in, something about this feeling stuck here. And maybe you're feeling stuck because of some kind of judgment. And maybe there's something that you need to let go of, right? We're not really supposed to judge others, kind of take things as they come. And sometimes you can get stuck in that judgment. It might just be a lesson for you to learn how to let things go and not judge, because a lot of times you don't understand an entire situation or entire thing that you're maybe judging. So it might be just a good time for you to kind of break away from having any sort of judgment when things come at you, things that you might say no to because you've prejudged. There's some sort of prejudice that's happening there. But and don't do that. Try to be a little bit open. Try to be a little bit more like this guy, open to, okay, maybe that's not, if you're having a collaboration and someone brings something up that you're instantly, you feel the no, you need to ask yourself, why am I judging that thing so hard? What in my past is making me have that sort of reaction to it when maybe I need to be a little bit more open to it, right? What is just ahead of you this week is the Queen of Swords. So a little bit of logic in the way that we're thinking and speaking. And if this is a creative endeavor, and maybe you need the logical thinking to think your way out of this thing, you certainly can. And maybe you need to inject a little bit more logic into that creativity. But your overall card here says a new start is coming, and maybe this is part of that new start, is just that being a little bit more logical, a little bit more clear, and again, maybe letting go of a little bit of judgment that you've had about something or someone in the past. In your advice position is the Tower. And I don't see this as negative. I see it as let it fall. Again, it's like, and imagine, I use the example of being creatively blocked, like as a writer. Let it fall. Let these judgments fall. Let this be a disruption for you to move you forward into a new place, a different direction. I wouldn't be surprised to see a star card out here, because if it seems like you're kind of lacking a little bit of direction right now, even though it's like the universe is trying to evolve you into a different way of being, and you're kind of saying no to it. You're kind of saying no, but again, inject some of this humor and logic together, right? You need to be thinking logically, but also light. Be a little light about it. So to me, this Tower says, let it fall, let things fall, because it's going to evolve you, right? It's going to move you into the next evolution of where you need to be. What is beyond your control, excuse me, is the Knight of Pentacles this week. So some sort of action in the way of the material world, it's beyond your control. It may be action you take or action that's even around you, but it's something that's beyond your control. It could be something having to do with this Wheel of Fortune. There may be some money coming into you that you don't really have control over. Not, it wasn't something that you asked for. It's just something that's there, and maybe that's also a part of kind of moving you forward into this new way of being. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Devil. Let me grab a drink here. I'm also saying speak up, because anytime I get a little frog in my throat, oops, got an ice cube. Anytime I get a frog in my throat during a reading, it makes me think that I need to restate to you that you do need to speak up about something. There is something that's on your mind that you need to be clear about, and you do need to speak up about it. Whatever it is, whatever comes to mind here through this situation, maybe it is about this judgment. And if you change your mind on something, you need to speak up about it and say that you have changed your mind. Or if you are judging something, you need to at least talk it out, right? So, okay, back to this card. It's either your secret desire to entertain this devil, or you're trying to avoid. So the devil comes in, and it's about false truths. It's about being insecure. It's about being obsessed about something. That could be, something that, self-doubt. It's that little devil on your shoulder that says, hey, you can't do this thing, hey, I'm going to make you judge this thing because da 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 da. So, are you trying to avoid this? I really hope you are. I really hope that it's not your secret desire to have that devil on your shoulder, whispering those negative things to you. I really wish it would be the Temperance card, the angel on your shoulder telling you positive things. So, you're having some sort of new awareness come about with this Judgment card. Don't let that devil get on your shoulder and interject negativity into that, because you want this to be a positive thing that moves you forward. Okay, in your outcome position is the 10 of Pentacles. So it's a good outcome. This is one of the best cards in the deck. This is about wealth, security, long term, not only about money, but the values and things that you're putting forward. And I feel like what this is saying is that this is a big lesson for you. And once you learn this, it's a good thing moving forward. It's definitely about you being more secure. The next time you're going to come up against this, you're definitely going to do better. And a new start is coming, and I feel like you'll encounter this again and handle this in a different manner, and you're going to see the difference, right? Just be open-minded to all those things, again, about speaking very clearly, using your logic, but also injecting some humor. What is hidden from you this week is the Ace of Pentacles. So this would be a new financial opportunity, and this is hidden from you this week. Anything new in the material realm. So we're kind of dealing with situations that are from the past or from your current situation. It's not like there's anything new. There's no change. There's no change in like your job status or your financial status. Like I said, you may have something come in, but it's not anything of your doing. It was kind of, again, like a surprise or something from this Wheel of Fortune. So keep that in mind. And again, whatever you're confronted with this week, where you're feeling stuck or judging something, you're going to do it differently next time. You're going to evolve this time, and that's a good thing. Let's see what the Soul Oracle deck has to say for Aquarius as they are learning this lesson about judging, learning a lesson about judgment this week. Take a step back. Yeah, good advice there. Take a step back and look at the entire situation, and again, ask yourself, why do I judge this? Why am I judging something that I'm being confronted with? And sometimes you have to look kind of back through your past a little bit, and kind of ask yourself, why have I judged this in the past? So, all right, let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care. Self-care for Aquarius, and the card that you get is Patience. It is safe to wait. I love that. Isn't that true? So be patient, take a step back. Again, a new start is coming. That doesn't mean that start is happening this week. I feel like you're kind of in learning, and there are things happening so that when you do move forward, you're going to do it again with a new perspective. I wouldn't be surprised. And again, your advice here with this Tower card is let it fall. Let it fall. Maybe you've been wrong. Maybe you've been wrong. And let it fall. Let it all fall apart, because you're going to pick up those pieces. And the next time that you're engaged in the same kind of thing, you're just going to do better. And that's what learning and evolving. And it's really what a judgment is about. It's about, it's about having a new awareness, because you've let go of something. So anyway, I love that. And I think it's a great message for you, Aquarius. I think you're going to have an interesting week. I don't know. It's very hard to tell. Again, tarot is a template. For some of you, this could be work related. For some of you, it's creative project related. For some of you, it's more relationship related. So find where this template's over in this energy, for you this week. But in the end, I think you're going to move forward in a way that is very successful for the long term, and that's a great outcome to have. So thanks so much, Aquarius, for being here with me today. I do hope there was something that you can take away and use in this reading for your week in a positive way. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a message down below. Let me know, is there something that you've been judging that you're trying to work on a little bit and taking a step back? But your message was to be a little patient this week. A new start is coming. There's no need to rush whatever this is along, and just work through it and work through those judgments. Speak up if you need to. Let things fall apart, because when they come back together, it's going to be awesome. So thanks again so much for being here. If you like my reading style, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps my channel, but most importantly, Aquarius, it'll help you find me next week, and we'll see where this story goes. So thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.